Hello everyone, Michelle here again, and this post is actually more of a recap to share my experience over attending the UPW event in Chicago. It's a 4-day event. It's done by Tony Robbins. I'm sure many of you know who he is, and those who don't, he's my biggest inspiration on this planet. He has got a massive humanitarian heart, loves to help people, and he's very good at what he does. When I was invited, I honestly didn't know what to expect. Going in there, all I knew was that I was going to meet my biggest inspiration in person. I was finally going to see this man in person, in the flesh. And but I've never been exposed to his work before in detail. I didn't know what his work entailed, because, and no offense, Tony, sorry, but I don't own your CDs. I didn't own any books, and I was solely just attracted to him through his intense passion that he had, because I had an equal passion for my own work. So I was thrilled when I got the invitation, and thank you, and take a second to thank everybody who made this trip possible for me so that I could attend. And something very unique happened that I wasn't expecting. Again, like I said, it's a 4-day event. They're very long days. And I was a little nervous, because I knew there were going to be thousands of people, and I wasn't normally exposed to groups that size or that many people, and I was by myself, per se. And so day one, walk into the convention center. I've got my little pink backpack, and I walk into this room, and my eyes just get really big. I'm like, oh my gosh, look at all these thousands of people. And so I was like, and I make my way over to my chair, take a seat, and here comes Tony, and I'm all excited and clapping with everyone else. And I was doing really great. I was loving everything I was hearing, and I was just in awe. This man was that close to me. And, just having all the feels and everything like that. And everything was going okay until there was a part where they broke us up, and they said, get in groups of 3, and let's do massages. And that didn't resonate well with me at all. I didn't want to be touched. So everyone's doing the exercise, and I lose it royally. Lose it, everything. I lose all composure. I go into a full-fledged panic attack. The worst panic attack that I've ever experienced in my life. Started crying. I was embarrassed. I was scared to death. And all I knew to do, as our brains are taught us, is to fight or flight. So I wanted to get the F out of there. I was like, I took my bag, and I'm a mess. I'm crying. I can't breathe. And I go to the first person that I thought could help me, who later found out his name is Michael. And I just go to him. I go, just please get me out of this room. Please, I don't care what you have to do. Just get me out of this room. I need to get out of this room, away from all these people. I'm scared, and I'm embarrassed, and I don't want to be in this room. So he takes me behind a curtain, and I'm trying to calm myself down, and it's just really not working. And he's giving me a pep talk. He's like, you have to get back out there. And I said, I'm here to face my fears. I said, it's so fucked up that you want to help people, but you can't stand being touched by them. You can't stand them being close to you. And I said, this is a huge conflict in my progress. And it just really, again, made me sad. But I did what he said. I got my butt back out there, got in my chair, and I'm sitting there like this, and my body's all scrunched up. I don't, again, want anybody to touch me, and I'm shaking. I'm still shaking. I shook for an hour solid, and I just completely uncontrolled shaking. Fear. I was petrified. And but I was like, you know what? I'm not going to let this win. I'm going to beat it. I'm going to beat it. And I became completely disengaged after that panic attack, really scared again, and I went ahead and kept leaving the room. I kept trying to come back, kept leaving, come back, come leaving. And I just got really upset. And I even sent Tony Robbins a tweet saying, I don't think you can help people like me, because I'm so screwed up. Can't do it. So I was really in a rough spot that first day. I cried. all day, sobbing, just crying. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to try again on day 2. And I did do the fire walk. There's a fire walking session where you actually do walk across hot coals. And I saw a unique sign that said, get your ass out there and do that damn fire walk. You need to do this. So I took the sign, and I did it, and I was very proud that I did. I was very happy that I did, and I didn't miss that opportunity. And so I was like, okay, wow, that was fucking invigorating. I feel kind of like, whew, had a little amp in my step after such a horrible experience prior. So I was like, all right, day 2, let's bring it on. All right, okay. Day 2, still standoffish, but I'm okay. Doing all right. Again, kept kind of coming back, leaving, and then I got, my feet were killing me because I was walking around that first day so much. So I asked my roommate, Sherry, the lady a wonderful woman I was standing with, and I said, do you mind if I go back to the hotel? I said, I want to do my YouTube post, my first one. And that was a big step for me. That was something I had been dodging for over a year because of fear. And I was like, this is dumb. I'm just going to own this. And she took me back, and that's where I did my first video post that you can find on this channel, which was, again, very big step. But no offense, I chalked it up to a fluke. I was like, well, that will never happen again. It was just a spur of the moment. I was just feeling it, da-da-da-da. And then come day 3, I am super excited again because it was the second day that Tony himself was speaking. And I was like, on the way to the convention center, I got a crazy idea that I was going to grab a big poster board, big neon poster board, because I told this man if I ever had the chance to see him in person that I would find a way, my own unique way, to thank him for his work and for what he does. So my idea was get a big giant neon poster board, and I wrote on the front of it, thank you for saving my life. And I knew nobody else out of that entire room had big, huge neon poster board signs. Again, I'm pushing myself into people's vulnerability to look at me, to stare at me, to make comments about me if they please. And the reaction was actually quite the opposite. I walk into the room now, they're talking about gratitude. I was like, oh, fucking perfect, right? So I whip out my sign. I'm shaking again, but I'm still forcing myself. I hold up the sign. Only problem is I'm only 5 feet tall. Even with the sign, no one could see me, especially him. So I was like, fuck. Fold up the sign, and I go to the opposite side of the room, and I take my seat. And now I'm in the second row on this day. I got very lucky for the man who passed up his seat to let me sit. Thank you. And I'm sitting there, and I realized that I just put myself in a very, very vulnerable situation. And I was shaking, but I still did it. So I was like, okay, well, that was kind of cool. All right. So I started really getting into that day 3, and he's like, hands up, screaming, jumping on chairs and everything like that. But it's like I have to find my opportunity to tell this man thank you so I can keep my promise. And there was a second time, again, I saw a couple of people towards the front, towards the stage. So I took my sign, but I'm not holding it up. No. It's like in my abdomen, and I'm just holding it. I'm just standing there with the sign open again. Big flipping neon signs about half my body. And I saw Tony's wife off to the side, and I guess she caught I'm not sure of my sign, but it looked like she did. And she just kind of had a smile, and I just kind of did a little nod, but I just stood there. Only this time I wasn't shaking. I stopped shaking. It no longer bothered me to stand there with literally a big neon sign, putting myself out in front of everybody to judge. So I was like, okay. But I was like, still, fuck, you didn't see it. And I was like, it's okay. I'm going to find my opportunity. I will do it. So I take my seat again, and going throughout the rest of the seminar, again, fully engaged, just letting myself go, not caring what people think, not caring what the person next to me thought, not caring what the other person next to me thought, not caring. didn't care. So I was like, okay, so I rocked it that day. Everybody was. It was fantastic. The energy in that room was so intoxicating. It was making me lightheaded. It was so wonderful. And then towards the end of the seminar, everyone's rushing the stage because he's giving high fives and shaking people's hands and everything. So I was like, oh, this is my opportunity. So I grabbed that sign, and because I'm so small, I was able to kind of worm my way through the crowd, and I got up to the very front of the stage on the left-hand side, depending which way you're looking. And he's going around the stage like this, and he's giving everyone high fives, and he stands right in front of me, and I go, boom, and I throw that sign up there right in front of his face. He reads it, looks down, he looks at my badge, and recognizes my name. And he goes, oh, Michelle. He blew me a little kiss, and I was on cloud 9. I was like, yes, did it. He finally read my sign. I finally got to say thank you. And it was incredible. I went back. I'm crying still. I don't think there was a day that I experienced that I didn't cry that day or that entire event. And I take my seat, and I just got this biggest grin from ear to ear, this goofy grin. I'm just like, He finally saw my sign. I was able to say thank you. And then that fourth day, sorry, I didn't really pay attention as much as I should have, but the energy was completely different around me. I felt that after that day 3, I walked out of that room, and I felt like a completely different person. I had massive clarity. I had no fear. And that was something for the first time in my life I'd ever experienced. Living a life without fear. Living a life saying, hey, if you don't like me, that's okay. I may not like you either. That's okay. We're different. It's okay. And it really just brought this incredible feeling to me. And again, it was an experience I would never be able to compare to anything that I've ever done before. And that fourth day, it was completely different. I had people coming up to me. We were talking. We were engaged. We were talking about this person's idea, that person's idea. Everything was just so wonderful. It was the complete opposite of that first day. I was a different person. And seriously, it will be an experience that I will never, never be able to forget. And I want to thank everybody that I met, everyone who assisted me, who helped me, who just got me to conquer these inherent deep, deep, deep fears that I was holding on to my whole life. Thank you. Because of you, I'm able to make this video post today. And I love you with all of my heart. Take care.